What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JusticeXFalls. We back at it again with another video, and today we're looking at Hellboy Wed of Wyrd review. Like I've just been interested because I saw like a 16-minute gameplay of this, and it kind of looked a little bland. So I was wondering if there was more to it. So I said, let me just look at this IGN review and see what's up before I decide to put my money down for it. So, because I like Hellboy, I fuck with Hellboy. For Hellboy is one of my favorite characters. So. Without further ado, let's just get to this video.
As a longtime Hellboy fan, it continues to astound me that there are desperately few
Oh, come on with this copyright shit, man. Come on. Y'all know about that.
video game adaptations of the big red.
Exactly, like there's barely any games for this guy. So it's like when I saw this, I was like, okay, a modern video game for Hellboy, like
Monkey Devil's exploits. There's a lot to love about Mike Mignola's almost 30-year-old hellion, from his look to the fable-flavored supernatural world he skulks around, righting wrongs and protecting the innocent, the often touching pieces of self-reflection throughout the many stories that touch on themes of loneliness, discrimination, found families, and the risks and rewards of rising to a higher calling. 7 hours with Wed of Wyrd was a good reminder of the challenges involved with turning such a complex work into an interactive toy. While it nails much of the look of the graphic novels, it trades substantial story and characters for an entertaining but low-stakes, action-packed romp whose roguelite elements fail to give the heavy-handed devil his due. At first glance, Wed of Wyrd is gorgeous in the same grumpy way that Hellboy books have been since 1994. Even in 3 dimensions, the signature bold lines, flat shades, and low-detail faces feel authentic to the series. Baroque-style shadows and lighting feel even more effective when you walk through the gloomy halls of your operating base than it does in still frames. And when journeying through the eponymous Wyrd, a parallel dimension built on the memories of old fables and folklore, the European expressionist inspirations from the page feels fully realized on the screen in every twisted branch or gnarled monster's claw. As a reader who has given my own voices to Mignola's classic characters in my head, it took a few runs to really come to like the ones in Wed of Wyrd. But every agent, ghost, and goblin helps that old noir meets silly macabre style leap off the page into a world that may not feel real, but does come across as easily believable. The biggest adjustment period was with Hellboy himself, voiced here by the late great Lance Reddick, doing a take on his signature smooth and precise cadence that adds a flavor to Big Red that I'll always associate with him going forward. Sorry, Ron Perlman.
As long as there are no balloon animals, lady, we're good.
The supporting cast is good, but the absence of signature Hellboy characters like Liz Sherman or Abe Sapien was hard to ignore.
Full psychic spikes measured at over 180 BPUs. Italy, Russia, Scotland, and the US. We've managed to contain the effects so far.
The plot is a solid caper that would fit well into the pages of a Hellboy comic arc. After setting up shop in the haunted butterfly house, the BPRD work to figure out the secrets hidden inside the Wyrd. While Hellboy punches his way through the ever-changing storybook universe, the rest of the team watches his progress and analyzes the things he learns and brings back for clues. The trademark smart and punch.
I'm about to say he don't get his gun. He don't get his gun. I was wondering if you could shoot in this, but you can.
Punchy dialogue from the books is front and center in Wed of Wyrd, but sorely missed are the standout moments of reflective prose and meaningful events that make the titular character so multi-dimensional and endearing. Instead, it trades introspection for action. So even though it tells a somewhat balanced story full of mystery and intrigue, it's not in a way that stands out among the best Hellboy tales.
So Hellboy's trying to beat up an old man?
He's an asshole. I'm just fine beating up assholes.
The Wyrd itself is a mercurial maze divided into 4 levels with differently themed environments, like a Mediterranean kingdom or a shadowy English forest. Disappointingly, this is really only relevant in regards to the kinds of monsters you'll beat up in them, as each world is laid out using the same special rooms and events that reassemble randomly on every new run. But they're appropriately moody and help establish this chaotic land's bizarre tone. Making progress to the end of each world means entering rooms, clobbering every ugly mug in it, and moving on to the next room, connected by longer paths that sometimes house some easy to avoid traps.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, the art style's good. The idea of the game is good. It looks good in motion to me. You know, the art style is the sound design is good. They had the heavy metal music playing and shit. I love that shit. But the gameplay loop is just looks very boring and repetitive. Like, this game should not be $60. It should be like $20 if that's all it's gonna be.
Unlike Hades, your progress isn't directed perpetually forward. Instead, you'll do plenty of backtracking to open doors and rooms you've previously been in after finding the appropriate keys. It's a good start, but the problem is that even as the maps get larger, they don't get more interesting to explore. Discover every new kind of room or buff pretty early in your roughly 7-hour adventure, leaving little new left.
7 hours? Yeah, this game shouldn't be more than $20. If it's more than $20, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm copying this game.
See, and besides the seemingly endless amounts of lore pickups randomly scattered around the many maps, there's no motivation to inspect every nook and cranny. Each of the 4 worlds is a multi-leveled labyrinth, but never more than 3 floors. I actually appreciated that a run through the world was a relatively short 20-ish minute venture when compared to other run-based games where start-to-finish attempts can take an hour or more.
Puncher's chance.
Web of Wyrd's key strength is also Hellboy's, beating up the
That's my score prediction of 6. Make sure y'all there we go. Make sure y'all put your score prediction down. If you made it this far in the video, put your score prediction down, and then you'll see it. Then obviously by the end of the video, you'll see if you were right or not.
Denizens of the spooky pocket dimension is good fun, at least until you get the hang of it enough to crave a worthy opponent. Combat is simple and easy to learn, with competent play requiring you to mix light and heavy attacks to wear down enemies, regenerating toughness in order to leave them vulnerable and do permanent damage to their health. Using your charging heavy attack to bounce monsters off of walls and pillars feels great every time, and is a great way to build up their stun gauges to leave them open for big damage. Dodging and blocking becomes an almost unconscious reaction after a while, as the enemies heavily telegraph their moves and don't do so much damage to your own toughness and health meters that it would dissuade you from staying in close and weathering the storm until you get a chance to hit back.
That's what I do in every game anyway. I stay in close and weather the storm until I'm able to get my hits in.
Even mooks, smaller enemies that fill the room and seem designed to distract you to get free shots on you from off screen, provide almost no actual challenge. The sticking and moving is fun and makes Hellboy feel almost like a heavyweight boxer, but I can confidently say that Web of Wyrd is the easiest roguelite I've ever played. Besides an early death in my first run as I tried to get my bearings, I didn't die again until the very end of the final map. Since then, at least a dozen runs and several health, toughness, and damage upgrades later, I've never even gotten close to failing a run. I don't know if this is due to the monsters just not being aggressive enough, or if your tools, like Hellboy's Good Samaritan pistol, or a dagger that bypasses enemy toughness and damages their health directly, are just so powerful that no monsters can keep up. After finishing up the main story, you can modify your post-credit runs to make enemies stronger or to randomize your equipment after every fight, but none of these adjustments force me to change my approach at all. There's some opportunity for depth when you mix your prepared weapon and item loadouts with the handful of buff options you'll come across during a run that you can bind to specific tools. I liked adding the fear buff that makes your attacks freeze enemies in place for a short period of time to my ranged weapons, or making every subsequent fist attack in a chain do more damage. But even monsters with unique special attacks like this little freak can't do enough to stop very basic offensive strategy. I still found fighting to be fun thanks to the kinetic sound and visual design of every solid punch I landed, but I was
Yeah, like it looks fun. My fault, I'm tired. It looks fun. It looks fun to play. It's just very extremely repetitive. It's like extremely repetitive.
Surely missing that challenge that is often synonymous with this sort of game. Between trips, you can walk around the butterfly house chatting with your team and spending some of the currency you earn during your runs to upgrade your equipment and stats. It's implied early that the waves you're causing in the Wyrd are affecting the mansion, causing it to change. Yet the only significant changes you'll find are new doors opening to let you dive into new layers of the dungeon. I wasn't expecting oldest house levels of transformation, but you'll exhaust everything there is to see and do in the house before you make it to the final sections of the Wyrd. This felt like a huge missed opportunity to turn this pretty great setting into something more memorable. Missed opportunity haunts every inch of Hellboy Wed of Wyrd. Its faithful adaptation of the striking look and sharp wit of Mignola's classic comic books is excellent. Focus on action above all else comes at the cost of any real resonance that goes deeper than Monster of the Week style pulp. As a brawler, it's simple and fun to dive in and play, but all too soon you'll reach the bottom of its shallow gameplay without any room for unique playstyles or mechanical discovery. As a roguelite, I appreciated the short runs that were just long enough not to overstay their welcome, because spending too much time in maps had felt so similar with nothing all that interesting to see and do in them besides slap bad guys would be a real purgatory. For more weird worlds, check out our reviews of Starfield and Cyberpunk 2077. For more doing them,
I told you,
bad guys.
I told you, I swear I did not look towards the end. Yeah, I did not look towards the end. Like I say, yeah, the way he talking, he gonna give it a 6.
Your real purgatory.
I was right, but
for more weird
I figured
world,
it'd be a 6. Let me check how much this game costs, because I'm probably not gonna buy it. If y'all want to see me play, y'all could donate it. Oh, it is $20 because it's 20% off. It is $20. So I said I'd pay $20 for this game. So yeah, we're gonna have to we're gonna add that to cart, because I'm pretty sure it's not on sale anywhere else. And I'll just have to play it on PC. But yeah. That was Hellboy Wed of Wyrd review. I knew it was gonna get a 6. Were you right in the comments? Let's see. Like I told y'all to write your predictions down. See if y'all was right. So that's it. So you already know the vibes. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy JusticeXFalls, and we out. 1.